What do you mean by analytical procedure? In fact, in this chapter, we are going to discuss about SA 520. Nothing but we are covering entire SA 520 in this chapter. What is analytical procedure? Sudhir, if you remember, Sudhir, are you there?
Yes, sir.
So we have discussed a concept called audit procedure. Remember?
Yes, sir.
What are audit procedures? Audit procedures are two parts: risk assessment procedure, further audit procedure. Further audit procedures are again two parts: compliance procedure and substantive procedure. Yes or no? Substantive procedures are again two parts: test of details, analytical procedure. Analytical procedure. And if you remember risk assessment chapter, risk assessment includes three items. Risk assessment includes three items: inquiry, inspection, and observation. Analytical procedure. Yes or no? Analytical procedure. Analytical procedure is there at the time of risk assessment. Analytical procedure is there as part of substantive. In fact, if someone asks me, sir, analytical procedures will be conducted when? I will say throughout the audit. Throughout the audit. You are skeptical, no, Sudhir?
Yes, sir.
What is meant by being skeptical? You are thinking everything logically. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
You are thinking everything analytically. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
You're not just accepting whatever they say. You're not just accepting the balance sheet P&L as it is. You are thinking logically there. Is it correct? Is it wrong? Suppose manager says, sir, we have achieved 10 crore sales. Last year you asked, well, how much is the last year sales? Sir, last year only 2 crore. There is so much of increase, 2 crores to 10 crores. You will immediately get it out, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Suppose last year is 8 crores and this year is 10 crores. It's a reasonable deviation, correct?
Yes, sir.
Last year is 2 crores, current year is 10 crores. Is it reasonable or unreasonable?
Unreasonable, sir.
You are immediately suspecting it. Because you are thinking analytically, because you are being skeptical, able to understand, you are suspecting it. Immediately when you suspect, what will happen, Sudhir? You will inquire into it. You will investigate into it. And you will try to discover whether any fraud or error happened. So that is analytical procedure. Simply, if I have to say, that is analytical procedure. Example. Another example I'll take. Which classic example I'll take? Okay. Suppose I will do analytical procedure at the beginning of the audit, during the audit, at the end of the audit. Nothing but throughout the audit, analytical processes will be done. At the beginning, I will think analytically in order to plan my audit. What is the purpose of analytical procedure at the beginning of the audit? Plan the audit. That is the purpose of analytical procedure at the beginning of the audit. Now, again, while conducting audit, I should apply analytical. While doing the audit, while conducting the audit, I will apply analytical. No, that is called substantive analytical procedure. What is it called as? Substantive analytical procedure. Substantive analytical procedure. It is called a substantive analytical procedure. Again at conclusion stage. Finally, before I give opinion, again I will think once again analytically. Finally, logically, I want to give unmodified opinion. Logically, what is the risk I assessed? What is the mistake I found? Is it matching or not? What is my idea about the organization? All that you have to compare once again. And finally, you fix about your opinion. Able to understand?
Yes, sir.
So, analytical procedure is something which is applied throughout. In fact, Sudhir, now you are listening the class. While listening the class, whatever I'm saying, you are thinking about it. You are actually doing analytical procedure. We are actually doing analytical procedure every day, every minute. Getting it? Whatever I'm saying, you are actually analyzing it. You're not just listening as it is. You're analyzing it. Analyzing the data in a logical and sequential manner. By using common sense. That is nothing but analytical procedure. If you see an example, if I have to take an example, suppose, you know, I will analyze one data. Analytical procedure, one of the items that we have is reasonable test. What is the test? We have reasonable test. Or we can also do a trend analysis. Suppose, Sudhir, I am checking wages register. These are casual laborers. These all are casual laborers. Casual laborers are those who will come on a daily basis. So every day they will come, work, and then take the wage and leave. They may come next day, may not. Okay, I just took wages register. Now I am verifying actually wages. Actually, how to verify wages normally? how much is paid. Look at the voucher. Okay, voucher you have seen. Voucher is signed properly. Look at the recipient list. They are also signed properly. Every procedure has been followed completely correct. So whatever they paid exactly recorded. Whatever is recorded is exactly paid. I found no error or fraud there. Understood, Sudhir?
Yes, sir.
But this is actually test of details. When I did test of details, I did not discover any fraud or error. I got it out. Okay, let me logically think. Okay, first I asked manager, sir, give me wages register. Give me once wages register. In the wages register, exclude amount and then just give me number of employees recruited every day. That fellow don't know why I'm asking. He just thought, okay, he just want to see the number. I saw the number. Day 1, 80 casual laborers were recruited. Day 2, 89 casual laborers were recruited. Day 3, 94 casual laborers were recruited. Day 4, 98 casual laborers were recruited. Day 5, 76 casual laborers were recruited. Okay. Day 6, some again 74 casual laborers were recruited. I mean, I'm just talking about entire year. Or else a particular month we will take. A particular month. Okay, let's assume June is the seasonal month, or maybe a dry month, whatever it is. June month I've taken. Day 20, suddenly 185 were taken. Day 22, getting it, only 14 casual laborers were taken. Now, and remaining all other dates, this is the 70, 80, 90, that is the number going on. Now tell me, Sudhir, when you see this register, which numbers you will try to look at?
D20 and D22.
Why?
It is unusual, sir.
Exactly. These are all usual, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
These are all do not have any significant deviation. Is there any significant variation between all this?
No, sir.
But D20 is something which is not routine. 14 is also something which is not routine. Like when I observe the entity, I'm identifying what is unusual. Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
D20, I'm asking, sir, what happened on day 20? Why 185 were recruited? Manager told, he thought of, he's very clever. He told me, sir, that day additional production was happened. That's the reason why we recruited additional people. Oh, you're saying D20 additional production was happened. Okay. How do I prove this? How do I know whether really additional production happened or not?
Inquire the production department and confirm,
Production
sir.
department and this manager both are same.
There is a risk, sir. They may manipulate it.
How can I check that? Look at inputs, production inputs.
Inputs.
Store department to production department, they will be sending raw material, right?
Yes,
Normally, when laborers are low, raw material consumption will be low. When laborers are high, raw material consumption will also be high. On the day, when laborers are high, on the day, daily the tea expenses, employee refreshment expenses will also be high.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that day production will be high. Output, finished goods will also be high. Everything will be high, no? Check all other allied records. Somewhere
Yes,
he'll do fraud. Somewhere he'll be found out. Check other records also. You discovered only inputs record is high. Employee expenses are not high. Finished goods are not high. Consumption, production is also not high. Nothing. But they manipulated only 2 records. Remaining records they forgot. I discovered a fraud.
Yes, sir.
How did I discover a fraud? By checking how much amount paid, how much is received by other party. By checking these details, did I discover a fraud? No.
No, sir. Logical.
By doing a logical analysis, I discovered a fraud. Always remember, if you want to discover a fraud or something, don't look at papers. Look at your paper. Look at your conscientiousness. Look at your logic, like logical memory, logical brain. Analyze the given data, and that's how you can find a fraud. I discovered a fraud. Able to clear, able to understand.
Yes.
Another example, scrap example, which is very easy to understand. Scrap. So what is there in this? I saw the balance sheet of the P&L of the company. Revenue from operations some 100 crores. Other income below that they are showing some scrap. Okay, which is some 70 lakhs, or maybe let us say 7 lakhs, which is 7 lakhs. So I just asked, sir, what is this scrap sales? Manager immediately brought scrap sale invoices, scrap sale invoices, to whom they sold, what is the market value, and at what price we sold. In fact, we sold more than market value. We sold at a price more than market value. So there is no fraud regarding price and all. Invoice is there to whom we sold everything. If I check all this, no, invoice is there, scrap value sold is 7 lakhs, everything is fine. Here also recorded 7 lakhs, books of accounts recorded 7 lakhs. If I check all this, no, I will not find any error. I will not find any fraud. I should see what I should see. I should see the background data. What I should see? Background. Even I asked stock register, scrap register. They brought the register. Scrap register also they brought. Daily inputs, how much scrap is generated daily, how much is output, what is the balance scrap, what is the input output multiplied by market value or selling price, you will get 7 lakhs. Understood, Sudhir? Everything is fine. Now, how do I know whether there is a fraud or not? I will look at input output ratio. What? Input output ratio. This is called ratio analysis. I will use ratio analysis as ratio analysis technique to discover a fraud. First, I will go call an engineer. I don't believe production manager of the company because he was involved in fraud. He's also a person who is involved in fraud. I called an engineer. Sir, what is this scrap generation in this process? He observed 2 days the production process, finally gave a report. He said 5% is the scrap, sir. That is a normal loss. 5% is the scrap. I checked the records of the company. What is the normal loss? They are saying 10% as the norm. They are saying only 1%. As per the records of the company, how much is the loss? 1%. But actually, how much is generated? 5%. Okay, what is their percentage? That's leave it. 5%. Okay. Sir, during the year, how many tons of material was issued to production? They said 1,000 tons were issued to production. 5% means 50 tons is the scrap that is generated during the year. In closing stock, 2 tons were there, which means 48 tons were sold. Yes or no? 48 tons were sold. Let us assume 50 tons only sold. Let us assume. Multiplied by what is per ton value? 1 lakh is equal to 50 lakhs is the scrap total as per my estimate. But actually, how much they offered in P&L? 7 lakhs. What is my estimated scrap? 50 lakhs. Is it a deviation usual or unusual?
Unusual.
Unusual. Now what should I do? Should I say there is a fraud?
No, sir.
First I should go and ask management. Sir, according to my analysis, 50 lakhs is a scrap during the year, but your people have accounted only 7 lakhs. Even registers are saying only 7 lakhs. But my logically, if I calculate 50 lakhs is the value, why there is a difference? Explain me. Management immediately, yes, sir, by the way, you took which data? They ask. I will tell 1,000 tons, market value, all that, whatever data I use, I will give management my working. They will look at my working. If management convinced with my working, yes, sir, whatever you did is correct only. But why 7 lakhs? Management also got it out. Then definitely we can suspect a fraud. Now you investigate, you will discover a fraud. Now tell me, Sudhir, here, by comparing the vouchers, invoices, do we discover this, or by comparing input-output ratio, we discover this?
Input-output ratio.
This is analytical procedure. Are you getting the point?
Yes.
Another example I'll tell you. Everybody else understood until now? Just can you kindly reply me? Chat box. Others? What happened? Others? Are you sleeping? Yeah, fine, Chandra. Now, third one. Now I'm just comparing. You remember, Sudhir, profit and loss account and balance sheet, we will give 2 years figures, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Comparative. Current year figures we will be giving, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So there will be revenue from operations and there will be other income, some amount will be there. Okay, this is fine. I have done audit with this. Now I'm doing other expenses like cost of goods sold, changes in inventory, employee cost, depreciation, remuneration to directors, other expenses, other administrative. No, there will be amount, no? This other expenses, if you see sales, no, sales last year is 10 crore, last year 100 crore, current year 120 crore. How much increase? 20%.
20%.
Other income also some 10 to 15% there is an increase. Remaining are also similar, but other expenses, no. Last year is 5 crore, current year it is 12 crore. There is a huge increase in other expenditure. Huge increase. Why there is a huge increase in other expenditure? I thought of researching it. 5 crore last year, 12 crore current year, there is a 7 crore, which is more than 100% change. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
It's not 10-20% deviation, more than 100% change. What happened? I started inquiring. Other expenses list I took. I took the list of other expenses. Okay. Now they said auditor's fee, last year, current year. They said employee benefit expenses last year, current year. They said telephone expenses last year, current year. repairs and maintenance. Repairs and maintenance last year, current year. This here there is a massive variation of 5 crores. Where the variation actually come? Repairs and maintenance. Last year it is actually 1 crore. Current year it is 6 crores. Remaining all are similar, near amount, 10-20% variation. But this repairs is huge. What happened? So much of repairs were happened current year. 6 crores. Why repairs? I opened repairs and maintenance account. I opened repairs and maintenance ledger account. I took month-wise data: April, May, June, July, August, September. I took month-wise data up to March. Are you getting Sudhir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, April month last year how much, current year how much? I'm just comparing. May month also, June month also. They're almost same. September month, there is a 4.5 crore increase. Last year September month is some 20 lakhs. Current year is 4.7 crore. Oh my God. Remaining months and all lakhs only. September month only crores. Now which one I should open? Obviously September month data. Opened September month data. September 1st, September 2nd, September 3rd. I'm just checking. Somewhere I found 4 crores at a time. Oh my God. Can repairs be 4 crores, Sudhir, on one particular day? I opened it. They said purchase of spare parts. What is that? Purchase of spare parts for all the missions which are to be replaced in the upcoming year. All the mission spare part cost is 4.2 crore. They debited in repairs and maintenance account, which comes in P&L account, which means what is this expenditure they treated as?
Revenue expenditure.
They treated as revenue expenditure. But actually, tell me, Sudhir, what is spare parts?
Spare parts, it's actually revenue expenditure, sir, but materially high amount, no?
Materially high amount, more useful, it is also very high.
Yes, sir. Capitalize. We should capitalize it, sir.
Now I asked accountant, sir, why you debited here? He said, sir, spare parts is revenue only, no? He said, no, here there is an accounting standard which they did not follow, accounting principle which they did not follow, materiality principle which they did not follow. Now, did I discover this error or not?
Yes, sir.
Actually, repairs and maintenance expenses I verified. Repairs and maintenance expenses altogether are 1500 vouchers. In 1500 vouchers, I took sample of 100. I verified, I did not find no mistake. Why I did not find any mistake? Within this 100 voucher sample, that 4 crores voucher purchase, no, that is not there because of sampling. Are you getting it? This is a sampling risk.
Yes,
This
sir.
is sampling. So through sample, I did not discover. Through test of details, test of transaction, I did not discover. Through how did I discover there is an error?
Analytical procedure.
Now what I did, ledger scrutiny. What I did? Ledger scrutiny. This is also called as year-end scrutiny. What is it called as? Year-end scrutiny. I will once scrutinize everything. This is analytical procedure. So tell me, Sudhir, in analytical procedure, do I focus only on the accounts data?
No, sir.
I will also focus on non-financial data.
Non-financial data.
So now you see the definition of analytical procedure. It means evaluation of financial information. I'm evaluating financial information. How? Through analysis of relationships between financial and non-financial. I investigate. I analyze the financial, non-financial. And whatever fluctuations I identify, I will investigate. Whatever relationships that are inconsistent with other information, whatever relationship that is inconsistent with other information, or whatever relationship that differ from significant value. I expected 50 lakhs scrap value, but actual value is 7 lakhs. There is a difference from expected value by significant amount. Relationship is inconsistent. What is that relationship? Regularly 70, 80, 90 employees will report, suddenly one day 185. Inconsistent. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So this is analytical procedure. Now, do you understand the definition with a logical understanding of example?
Yes, sir.
That is analytical procedure. Yeah, read it once.
As per the standards on auditing 520, analytical procedures means evaluations of financial information through analysis of plausible relationships.
Plausible means nothing but acceptable relationships.
Acceptable relationships among both financial and non-financial data.
That's it.
Analytical procedures include investigating fluctuations or relationships that are inconsistent with other information or which differ from expected values by a significant amount.
So
it also includes
inconsistent relationships you will inquire.
It also includes
calculate expected figures and compare with actual figures. Expected figures and actual figures where the significant variation you will investigate. It also includes comparison of financial statements by consideration of relationship with that financial statement with others. Example. What is the comparison of financials with relationships, no? Other relationships, no? What does it mean? See, I just saw cash flow statement is there, no?
Yes,
Cash flow, revenue from operations. Okay, cash flow, revenue from operations. This is P&L. See, this is another beautiful example you can understand more easily. Revenue from operations. Revenue from operations, if you see, last year is 100 crore, current year is 140 crore. Now there is an increase in revenue, profit also increased. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Profit also increased so much. Management, everybody are happily celebrating that the company has got so much of profit. Wait, I am there. Cash flow statement I opened. Cash flow statement. You know cash flow statement operating activities?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Operating activities cash flow statement is negative. What is it?
Yes, sir.
Negative.
Negative.
Financing activity is positive. Investing activity is positive. Overall cash flow positive only. But operating cash flow is negative. Are you are saying sales have increased. Last year sales are 100 crores. Current year sales are 140 crores. 40 crores increase. No. But why operating revenue has increased? Even last year profit is 10 crore. Current year profit is 25 crore. Profit also increased. Turnover increased. Profit increased. But cash flow operating activity negative. What would be the reasons?
Funds are blocked in debtors, sir.
Exactly. Super. Funds are blocked in debtors.
Not realized.
Not so operating activity is negative. Okay, now I thought I immediately guessed operating activity shows negative means sales have increased, profit increased, but operating negative means it is a sign that slow collection. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Slow collections. Okay, I immediately called management. Give me debtors list. They gave debtors list. You know, debtor 1, debtor 2, debtor 3, debtor 4, debtor 100. Getting it? Out of 100 debtors, I did aging analysis. You know aging analysis?
Yes, sir.
100 debtors are there. Out of them, till date, due date have not come. 85 debtors were there. Due date have not yet come. 15 debtors, due date have already crossed, which means these debtors are having overdue. Getting it? Now I started inquiring these 15 debtors. All these 15 debtors were outstanding from past 2 years. Now actually, is this a doubtful debt or not?
Yes, sir.
We don't know when we will recover. We try to trace them. We are unable to find recovery. Able to understand. More than 2 years, some of them are more than due date. That's it. More than due date up to 2 years outstanding maximum. I started tracing, but no one is responding. I asked accountant, dear accountant, come here. Did you make a provision? He did not make a provision. Because he did not make provision for bad and doubtful debts correctly. This amount is actually 15 crores. Because he did not make correct provision, what is appearing? Profit and loss account is showing higher profit. They are overperforming. This is window dressing. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
They of course, when I look at the reasons, all that accountant did not do this intentionally. Management is unintentional. They did a mistake, error. If at all they know this very well, but they ignored it intentionally, means what? Fraud. If it is a fraud, what should I do? I should report to central government. I should qualify in the audit report. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Now see how I discovered this. By comparing financial statement with its relationship with the cash flow. I discovered there is a provision for bad and doubtful debts, underestimation. Because of that underestimation, performance is overestimated. Because performance is overestimated, P&L shows huge profit, cash flow says negative. This is analytical procedure. So when you're doing audit, no, it's not voucher ticking, amount ticking. No, not that. Understand the process and compare it with reality. Understand the relationship between each item and compare it with reality. Are you clear? This is analytical procedure. This is what we are going to learn in this chapter. Others kindly give me a reply. All of you understood clearly? I don't know how many of you have previously heard of analytical procedure. Examples. Sudhir, read the example.
Examples. Comparison of entities' financial information.
We'll do one example. The third example you did. That's enough. Analytical procedure broadly cover comparison of client data, industry data, comparison with the prior period, comparison with expected results means budgets, compare with my expectations, compare between financial and non-financial. We do so many sort of comparisons. We do so many sort of analysis, and that's how analytical. That is what analytical procedure means. Are you confident?
Yes, sir.
That's it. So from next question onwards, now anyhow you understood analytical procedure. So next question onwards, it will be dead easy for us. What is the purpose of analytical procedure, Sudhir? If someone asks you, what is the purpose of analytical procedure? It will help the auditor. It will help the auditor identify unusual transactions, unusual amounts, unusual trends that might indicate matters that have audit implications, means that matters will have misstatements in financial statements. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Why are you doing? What is the purpose of analytical? Only if I do analytical, I will identify unusual things. Only then I will identify unusual amounts. Only then I will identify ratios and trends that are unusual. Nothing but being skeptical. Being skeptical is nothing but being analytical. We heard of the one word, critical assessment. Remember?
Yes, sir.
Critical assessment of information, audit evidence. Whatever information you get, critically think about it, logically think about it, question it. Is it correct or not? That's it. You are analytically thinking. That is the purpose of analytical procedure. Second question also over. Second concept. You see that the fourth one, fifth one. How will you do analytical procedure? I do trend comparison. I do ratio comparison. I do reasonableness test. Structural modeling is a statistical tool, technological related R language and all they will be using. Okay, structural modeling nobody uses, auditors. Only these three we will use generally: trend analysis, ratio analysis, and reasonableness test. Do you understand? Fifth question is also over. I mean concepts. We indirectly discussed all these questions. And I told you, what is substantive analytical procedure? Remember, Sudhir? Analytical
Yes,
procedure as part of substantive procedure is called a substantive analytical procedure. That is nothing but fourth question. Without now, analytical procedure should be done when throughout the audit. I told no.
Yes, sir.
Planning phase, testing phase, completion phase, throughout the audit. This also we discussed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions we discussed without even knowing that we are discussing them. So that's why always you have to think from concept angle. Now in our next session, now we will take 1 hour gap. In the next session, we will read all these questions and let us sync it with our examples. Clear, Sudhir?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Others also kindly let me know, please, through the chat box. All of you. Don't worry, I recorded this first class alone. I'll post it so you can watch it once again. Yes. Fine, Kirti Chakri and all. Yeah. Understood well, I hope everyone. Yeah, fine. Thank you. Carry on. Bye-bye. Okay, I'll come back again at 7:30, Sudhir. Okay, all of you be ready by 7:30. So today we will complete this chapter. This is a small chapter, 5 marks weightage and easy. Yes or no, Sudhir?
Yes, sir.
If you understand the concept and sync it with the terminology used here, it's easy for us to remember it. Okay.